Well, the GG has told me that I am live, and, well, that's their mistake. But welcome to Armed Dragon Fantasy Villgust Gaiden. Yes, that is a mouthful. Yes, we're probably going to say it at least more than once. And yes, I'm going to reset the game so I can actually start, because I think he had to crop from that. So first off, this is a JP-only game. Or rather, Famicom game, I should say. Has a fan translation, obviously. Has two fan translations, one of which I'm pretty sure if I streamed it on the RPG Limit Break channel, Poexel would kick me off of staff. So we're not streaming that one. We're going to do the one that's a little more PG. But this is an RPG slash side-scroller slash beat-em-up. Well, I don't know what to qualify it as anymore. Either way, I'm going to go ahead and just get started and I can explain things as I go. I hope BGG is ready on the timer, because I'm going to give him a countdown in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. So here we are, we're in the first town. We're going to talk to this dude here, and that's literally all we got to do here. We'll never see this town again. That's just a trigger to get the, to actually be able to do something in the next town. And what do you know, I got here with no encounters. So this is the cat people village. I almost said cat girl village. It's close, but it's not quite the cat. Not quite the, cat girl only. There are guys here too. Gonna quickly stop into the shop here. This is just a bit of a marathon safety. I'm gonna pick up a couple of healing items. Alright. Can only afford 2 because I didn't get in any fights. But we're gonna go pick up our second party member here, and yes, we do start as a dog. We are good boy Morobo right out of the gate. And our second party member here is gonna join us. This is Sylvie. She is a cat girl. Unfortunately, she is not the cat girl. But now we're going to head off to the first dungeon. We're actually going to be picking up our third party member in here, and if I'm lucky, my first encounter won't be for quite a few steps here. I think I'm on the good RNG seed here. Oh yeah, I'm on... Oh, not quite the good one. Almost the good one. Alright, so we're going to have Morobo fight. So the battle system is based as like a pie chart kind of thing. And each of your characters fills one spot of the pie chart. And you can assign them to different slots, and they'll fight whatever enemy happens to be in that slot. For the most part, though, for this run, we're going to be doing it with just... We're going to basically only have one character. Get over here. We're going to have only one character alive. Because since you only fight one character at a time, it doesn't make much sense to use more than one and split the experience up. Because experience is divided among all living party members at the end of each fight. Ooh, you didn't notice me. Cool. Can run away from that. But the run basically relies on having one character alive, so they get all the experience and become super powered. Because that's about the only way you're doing. It's about the only way you're going to be able to do this. Please don't give me an encounter. Please don't give me an encounter. Good. Alright, so boss fight. We're going to actually sort my party here. We're going to put Ryu here in slot 4, so she doesn't have to fight anything this round. I'm going to sort again on round 2 and put Morobo in slot 1. I don't want Ryu here fighting anything just yet. Okay, gotta make sure I don't get hit too much right here. Ah, crap, I only got 2 hits. This is the first boss. Where's he going? Oh, I don't like when he appears low like that. I want him to appear high. There we go, that's a good one. One hit. I wanted to actually bash my head into him. I want Morobo to take damage now. I don't really want him on the ground. Come on, you. Appear high. That's high. Good. I don't want to get hit by that, but I want to bump into him. I think I can take one more hit safely, but I'm not going to chance it. Alright, now he's dead. There is a reason for this. Because I primarily wanted him to do most of the damage because Morobo has pretty high defense at this point in the game. So Morobo's dead, and now we're going to switch to our real party member, Cat Girl. But she's only level 1 and would do almost no damage to any of this stuff, so I had to make sure that she didn't fight anything and that Morobo did everything for her. I do agree, being victorious is a very boring message, but like I said, I'm pretty sure Poexel would ban me from RPG Limit Break if I ever streamed the other translation of this on this channel. The other translation is not PG in any way, shape, or form. So this is Ryukir. She is the true hero of this game. In the early game, her stats are actually better than Morobo's, despite not having any weapon equipped. And in the late game, while Morobo will outdo her in terms of power, it kind of comes a little bit it's too little too late. Ryukir just gets stronger sooner than he does. And the other thing is that Ryukir moves faster than Morobo does in combat, which allows her to end fights a bit faster. She does have one disadvantage though. So you've been seeing me doing like this attack where I like attack straight below me. That does double damage for the most part. And Morobo's hitbox, the hitbox on Morobo's attack, his down attack, is ginormous. It's like almost everything below him and everything in front of him. Whereas Ryukir's is like directly where her fist is. It's actually a lot harder to line up than it should be. Oop, nope. Forgot I have to be level... Gotta be level 5 to be able to one-shot those without down attack. Oh yes, yes, she is totally the cat girl. She's going to be the cat girl the entire game, too. This is gonna be a one-shot. So you can see how she got hit on that last one. Her down attack is not the easiest thing to line up. It's the one thing I like about Morobo a little better, and Morobo actually does have a route. We have routed out Morobo, and he's not, like, bad at all. He's only a few minutes slower. It's just, he is a few minutes slower. And Catgirl, I mean, come on, we're Catgirl. You've probably noticed that the encounter rate in this is fairly high, or if you haven't noticed it yet, you will notice it soon. Get over here, slimes. These slimes are annoying. But yeah, this game has a fairly high encounter rate. It hasn't been that apparent yet, but it will get apparent, just trust me on that. So far, it's been pretty good luck. But yeah, this is basically kind of the meat of what this run is like. It's a side-scroller in terms of the combat. I explained the pie chart earlier, but if we were to use more if we had to use if we had full party battles, you know, party on party, it would have been more prudent to possibly level other characters up. But because of this combat system, it just makes more sense to just be like, well, you get all the experience. I shouldn't be trying to run from things right now, not because I don't necessarily need the experience, but because running away in this game is based on your average party level versus the average enemy level. And since most of my party members are going to be dead, that means I'm not going to be able to run from very much stuff. Like I won't realistically be able to get away from too much until near the end of the game. Oh, really? I thought I had that one lined up properly. Like, if it was just this little blue slime left, I probably could have run away, but unfortunately, because it wasn't just the blue slime, and the cockatrice was still there. Yeah, so now this area is showing off why the encounter rate is high. Okay, it ate a jump input there. There we go. A little better. So, I guess to give a little bit of lore about this, or backstory, Morobo is the goddess hero, and he's sent out to find companions to slay evil. That's basically the beginning story. You're told to go find some companions so you can fight evil. So he found 2 companions, and then promptly doing his best Dan impression. And letting Catgirl handle everything, because she's just the best. They don't really tell you what the evil is, they just tell you to go around and help people, kind of out of the beginning, and, I mean, the goddess told you this. This isn't just like he's assuming it. Morobo was told by the goddess to go just basically help people, and that's what he's doing, but he figured, you know, let's find some friends. I should probably not try to do this by myself. Really? The hitbox on her down attack isn't the best, as I mentioned earlier. We're almost at the top of the tower, though. Just one more floor. Then we'll be fighting another boss. I also need to start remembering to make safety saves, because if I die and game over, it's literally restart from the beginning. So I have to make sure I don't die. I should be okay for this. Those healing items too, I can use those as backup, but I have to remember when I get to the next time, because I usually don't bother saving in this. Like, if I'm actually doing attempts, I don't ever save, like, there's just no point. Wow, okay, didn't take the down input there. There we go, better. I'm gonna make sure she's full for this, just in case. So this is the same boss I just fought, except he's a little bit different, and he's undead, technically. And he's got different cohorts with him. Ah, one hit away. Uh-oh. Duck. Ah, okay. Well then. That's never happened before. Like, legit, that has never happened before. So, this is why we safety save, by the way. So, I've legit never died to that boss. Just saying. I've been hit by him, but I've never legitimately died to him. I'm speechless right now. I'm legitimately speechless. I have never, ever died to that boss before. I mean, things happen. It gives me bad RNG sometimes, but I have legit never... That's just something that... That's just marathon luck. That's just straight up marathon luck. That is unfortunately the one danger of doing this with only one character, is that dying does cause game overs. Yes, that's totally it. That was my master plan this entire time. I'm just getting the marathon back on schedule. That's all I'm doing. So I gotta redo... Thankfully that was pretty near the beginning. I probably jinxed it by saying that I hadn't saved. I probably shouldn't have said anything. But thankfully that was only about 10 minutes in, so it wasn't that big of a loss. That could have been way worse. Marvel, please. Kill it. Oh my god, these slimes. Whew, boy. Alright, first boss, take 2. Ah, they got me on the counter. I gotta move. I gotta put, she's in, crap, slot 4? Yeah, slot 4. As long as she is not sort, put her in slot 1 now. I don't want her fighting those cockatrices, this is the thing, because she'll take forever to fight them. So I gotta keep sorting to make sure Morobo fights everything. Okay, good. Fought it by himself. There! Does Sylvie get any screen time? You can see her walking around on the map when it switches characters on me. Oh crap, I wasn't paying attention. Well, this is gonna be a bit of a slow fight now. This run is going swimmingly. I down attack him, but it's a bit dangerous to do so, because he never appears low enough to the ground for me to do that. Okay, maybe he does it. I didn't think he appeared that low. I don't think I've ever seen him appear at that height. Okay, let's get away from him. Yeah, I don't think I can get 4. It's gonna be a long fight is all. I will make sure to save when I get back to town, too. I figured she was gonna die in one hit. I'm glad she did not. Okay, 4 more. 2 more cycles. Okay, we got him. Slow fight, but we did it. We'll still come out of this fight properly. It's just going to take a little bit to kill Morobo. I still need her to get all the experience is the problem, so that's why I have to go through all this crap. Morobo being... I would have rather Morobo been level 2, because then I think he only... I think he then takes 2 damage instead of 1, but... Alright. Alright, we're back on track. She's level 3. First boss is down. Alright, we should be okay. I will absolutely make sure to save when I get back to town so stuff doesn't happen again. on, no more encounters, no more encounters. Good. I say that. Thankfully these ones are pretty easy. I might even be able to run from these. I don't think I can run from the Mord people, though. Or Mord folk. The other translation's way better with the enemy names. Okay, made it back. Where's the inn? I've never... Okay, the inn's right next to the Elder's house. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna talk to the Elder. We're gonna buy some more healing items. And then I'm gonna make sure I save. Stalking right up. Usually I don't need more than like 2. So it's a little surprising that the game's just like, nah. Okay, back to the tower. Round 2. You're a little late on that, Magius. We've already had that. It's already starting to turn into a dumpster fire. I mean, High Spirit said he would be disappointed if we didn't have at least one dumpster fire by the end of the week. So here you go. Here's your dumpster fire. Oh, I can don't you make me turn this into a dumpster fire. I will turn this run around. I will drop these cat girls back off at home, and you have to go find somebody else to spend time with. Hello? There we go. I guess the only good luck we've had so far is that encounter luck hasn't been too bad. That's about it. Scratch that. Game heard me. Game heard me say something. Also, if anyone wants to know who to blame for this game being known about, you can blame DSF. He's the one who showed it to me a few years ago at Games Done Quick. He's just like, here, I have a game you'd probably be interested in. Sit down, play. Sure? Okay, I'll do that. Well, so I just started playing through it, and the game has some really, really oddball like plot progression triggers. In that, you know, you just have to talk to, like, sometimes random townspeople to actually progress anything. And we spent most of our time playing it just trying to figure out where all the plot triggers were. Like, some of them are really, really out there. Oh, good, level 6. I remember what level I was when I got up there last time. Hopefully, nothing bad happens. last floor. Would like to see level 7 if possible, because that would probably make the boss a little bit safer. Wow, they're not even giving me the option to run right now. I keep getting basically ambushed. And I'm not going to argue with the experience. I do want to be higher level, but ooh, hey, preemptive. Do not see many of those. Preemptive, then ambush. That works. Top floor. So this floor is considered a cave system, and it has ice, and all cave systems have ice physics because ice physics. Yeah, I have a little more HP than I did last time. So I am one level higher. I was only level 6 coming up here last time, which normally is fine. Duck. That's how that fight's supposed to go. That is exactly how that boss fight was supposed to go last time. Hey, we beat the boss. Alright, so now we didn't die. Perfect. So this rabbit's going to take us to the next region. The rabbit is a messenger of the goddess. Don't ask why it's a rabbit. We're just going to go. We're just going to roll with it. So the triggers in this town to actually be able to progress are talk to this dude here. Talk to Remy here. And then talk to this guy. It doesn't specifically have to be in that order. It just has to be that guy last. You can talk to the other two in any order. Now, there's one more thing I do have to do. I have to go into the shop, talk to the shopkeeper. I don't have to buy anything, though. Just talk to the shopkeeper. That is actually a trigger in this. We're going to hit the inn and save because now I'm paranoid. Okay, good. I didn't get any encounters outside. No, what I really don't want to see in here right now is armored armadillos. Yes, we Mega Man X now. But I don't want to see armored armadillos yet, because I'm not high enough level to really deal with them. Like, I'm going to be doing very low damage to them, because I'm only level 8. I think I need to be 9 to realistically be able to do anything to them. Oh, no, I'm wrong. It's 8 where I can start doing damage. Good, never mind. We're fine. We're fine. I couldn't remember if it was 7 or 8 that I had to be in order to, couldn't remember if it was 7 or 8 that I needed to be able to actually do damage to them. Also, these are the same enemies I fought in the very first boss fight, so they're all gonna go down in one hit. Because reasons. So what we're doing now is we're leading an assault on the monsters in this cave. They got a pretty big army together, but you'll notice that they lost quite a few soldiers in that first room. Clearly it's because they didn't have cat girls in their army. That's all they needed. Alright, so we're past room 2. Room 3, we're gonna come in and we find out, oh, well, sorry buddies. They kind of couldn't quite handle it. But then we find that Raimi's still alive. And she's like, you know, I can join you. Because why not? Raimi is not Catgirl, by the way. She is very much so human with a ribbon in her hair. So don't think she actually has like cat ears or anything. She doesn't. So now we get to the bottom floor, and now we're actually going to fight the boss. This is Mouse Grate. And he's brought along some undead friends. Oh good, she took a nap and then dirt napped as well. So Raimi is like a caster character. She uses like stabs and casts like attack magic and everything. But attack magic in this game is terrible. It doesn't do a lot of damage, and going into the menu to equip it in battle just takes forever. So it's never worth casting. So Raimi is going to be doing her best Dan impression along with Sylvie and Morobo right now, and now we have to walk all the way out of this cave. There are items in the game that will warp you out of caves and stuff and the like. Unfortunately, we don't have access to them yet, so we have to wait. So I get to run all the way out. I think I can one-shot them now. Good. Now I can one-shot them. That makes this so much easier. Also remember, there's ice physics in here. I mentioned earlier, cave systems all have ice physics. Because they couldn't. I mean, you couldn't have this game with no ice physics. I mean, they had to include some. Unfortunately, again, these enemies are... Get back here, slime. These enemies are still a bit too high level for me to be able to run from, because all my other characters are... It's like I have Morobo at level, like, 3, I have Sylvie at level 1, and then I have Raimi at level, I think it's like 4 or 5 when she joins. So my average party level is really low right now, and they're just not going to let me run from things. Alright, so we went in that cave to beat Mouse Grate, pick up the Orb of Light, which we're going to give to the village head here, and that's actually the Orb of Resurrection, not the Orb of Light. So we brought that back, he used it and brought all the villagers back to life, which includes this guy here in this house, who tells you apparently that hole is connected to the neighboring village, which is the trigger to get the staircase to appear right behind the boss I just fought. Like, no joke, there was a staircase behind him, but it doesn't show up until you talk to him. So you have to bring the Orb of Light back, resurrect everybody, talk to that guy, and then the staircase just magically appears. Because reasons. No, I didn't... There's that guy, there's that one in the middle there. The Wraith. I can't run from Wraiths right now. They're too high level. I could have possibly run from everything else. Nope. Please. Punch, please. Hoping for no encounters. It happens once in a while. Oh! There's a scorpion in here. Scorpion, please. There we go. Holy crap. I was actually a little scared there. Oh, nice. Let me get away so I didn't have to fight that last one. I lose the experience, but whatevs. We'll deal. Which room am I in? Oh, this is the last one. Boom, we're through. There's the staircase that wouldn't appear before. Okay, so the triggers here are talk to this guy, who tells us that Bostov stole the prized vase from the town. And then this random townsperson who tells you Bostov's hideout is in the ancient ruins of the west. Now we can go find Bostov over there. No, can't run. The rates are just a little bit too high for me to be able to do that. The Quonas are too. Like nothing, I don't think I'm going to be able to run from pretty much anything here at this point. What's left? Yeah, I can't run from those. Like that's another part of the speed run for this is just gauging what the enemy strength is and determining whether or not you want to even bother trying to run. Because every time you try to run and fail, you get a text box that you have to dismiss. And ideally, you don't want to be dismissing that like every single turn. So a lot of times, it's just better to hit fight instead, and just not deal with it. Yeah, I can't run here. Off the platform, please. Those are all soft platforms. You can just drop right through them. Slime, please. Level at this point starts to... I mean, it's not irrelevant. I do need more levels by the end of the game, obviously. But level starts to become a lot less... Wow, one encounter. That's new. But, like, levels... I'm so over-leveled at this point that it actually isn't that big of a deal when I get the levels. Like, I'm not worried about that any longer. Also, the triggers in this room, you have to talk to Bostov twice, and you have to talk to both pots. Or you have to examine both pots. And it doesn't matter what order you do them in, as long as you speak to Bostov last. Like as long as the second speaking with Bostov is dead last, that's all that matters. By the way, I'm going to find the inn and make a safety save here because now we have a boss fight coming up. Because I am just literally paranoid now that something bad is gonna happen. So here's the Mimic face. This is the boss. Okay. Ooh, I'm one level down. Oh, Bostov tried. I forgot. When I'm level 12, it takes 3 hits to kill these instead of 2. I'm used to being at least level 13 coming into this. And these things, I don't think they one-shot her, but they would be very close. So as it turns out, the rich man that accused Bostov of stealing the vase was actually the one that stole the vase. And as a reward, he gives you a storm boomerang for Bostov that we're not going to use. So the rabbit shows up again. The goddess tells us, by the way, your time in this region is over. Go help other people. And then they bring you to a region and you're like, wait a minute, this isn't the right region. There's something wrong here. Oh well, let's explore anyway. So trigger here is to go talk to this old dude who is going to tell us about the Goddess Hall in the castle, which means go to the Goddess Hall. But first, we're actually going to buy Ryukir a weapon. Where are you? There you go. Gonna buy some cat claws. And then I need to buy some items as well. We're gonna buy some get out doorways. These are the items that get us out of dungeons. They're gonna be. I only need 5 of them though. That'll be enough for the rest of the game. I would have really liked to have it back when I had to go through that last dungeon. Well, not the last dungeon, but the cave system. That would have been really nice to get out of there. Alright, so you meet up with the goddess there in the Goddess Hall, and she tells you that there's an evil presence here that is restraining her powers, and that you need to go deal with it. But she doesn't know exactly what's going on, so go talk to the king first. So we get to run all the way up to the 3rd floor. By the way, I hope you like Stairmasters, because that's exactly what we're about to be doing. We run up and down. We're going to run up to the 3rd floor of this castle and then run all the way back down, because those items I just bought, the get out doorways, they transport you out of dungeons. They do not transport you out of towns, castles, anything of the sort. So we still have to manually walk all the way down this place. So he tells you about the tower, we're gonna go deal with the tower. But first we have to make one stop off in town. I need to do something, that reminds me, I didn't actually equip that thing. Where are you? So she didn't have a weapon up to this point. Ryukir and Sylvie both start without weapons. Sylvie can never equip weapons at all. Ryukir, however, can equip weapons, and that's one of the reasons why we use her over Sylvie. Basically, she just went from not necessarily one-shotting everything to she's guaranteed to one-shot like everything now. But we're going to do one other thing for her. We're going to pop into the upgrade shop. Some pieces of equipment can actually be upgraded. Some defensive pieces are actually I think it's just weapons. Now that I think about it. But you can upgrade them so they do a little bit better damage. So we take both upgrades for Ryukir so she can do maximum damage right now. Alright, so off to the tower. Wow, no encounters. Dang, game's being generous. Almost no encounters on 1st floor, too. Oh, no. Have to remember, do not try and punch that one. So I have a really good weapon now, but I still don't really have good armor. And a few enemies can still do, like, respectable damage. And that Basilisk is one of them. Like, that thing might have been able to one-shot me. No, I can't run from this. If the spiders weren't there, I could probably run. Or maybe be able to run, but the spider's unfortunately going to prevent it. Of course, this game, if you thought you were going to be able to get through an entire game without spooters, well, think again. This game does have spiders, because why not? Every good RPG's got to have a spider of some kind. Get out of here, you. Yeah, like a lot of these enemies I can actually just straight up punch and don't have to do a down attack on anymore. Which makes life a little bit easier. I'd like to see less spiders though, because I have to wait for them to come down before I can actually attack them. Thankfully, this tower is not very big. I just have to remember not to get hit here. That's it. That's the big thing. Just have to dodge the grabby hands. Dodge the grabby hands and don't run into him. I was off by like 2 pixels. Off by like literally 2 pixels. Thankfully, that's not a big loss. But yeah, she literally just got one shot by that boss. That's how bad my defensive gear is right now. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm sitting here trying to figure out, okay. I'm trying to figure out why the heck I'm only doing like 1 damage. Like, wait a minute, they brought all my other characters back to life. There we go. I actually have to kill all my other characters off. Oh my god. Robo doesn't take enough damage. Oh my god, this is really turning into a dumpster fire. Okay, 1 spider down. Okay, my god. I didn't realize they were going to revive all my characters. You're not taking enough damage. Just gonna kill them. Hopefully I get something a little stronger in one of these fights so I can get those other 2 killed off. Oh my god, Morobo, you don't take anywhere near enough damage. Nope, Scooter does not do enough damage. Okay, this does enough damage. I can kill Morobo off on this fight. There we go. Morobo's down. Okay, we're back on track. We're back on track. So I've never really had to load from saves before, because again, when I do runs of this, I don't ever safety save. So I didn't realize they revived all of your characters when you load. So this time I just have to be very sure not to hit Mr. Grabby Hands. These things are annoying because when they roll, they're invincible, and you just have to wait it out. Nope, did not let me get away. Alright, let's try this again, this time with less dying. And less trying to cut it close with the grabby hands. I legit can't believe I died to this boss. This boss is so easy. You just have to not, like... You just have to not run into him and make sure you jump clear over the hands. Alright, we won. Crisis averted. So after this fight, I'm gonna hold down. I'm gonna move like a pixel. So that kind of messes things up, and the tower's gonna explode. Or disappear, anyway. And we're gonna come out, and the tower's gone, and... Oh, well, things happen. Where am I? Right here. Okay, so I'm not sure why that glitch works. It just does. But the big reason for doing it, it doesn't actually save any time. What it does shut off encounters. So I do that glitch specifically so it shuts off encounters on the way back to town, and it potentially saves time because I didn't get another fight. So there you go. There's the one glitch of the game. We haven't found anything else. We haven't found a way to sequence break or break triggers or anything like that, but we have found a way to walk through mountains for a moment. Alright, he tells us to just rest in the town. That's fine. I really wish I could use get out doorways to get back down to the bottom floor, because we're going to be going up and down the staircases a few more times. They make sure you get your money's worth out of this castle. They put all the effort of making it as big as it was. They're like, no, you're seeing all of it. More than once. Okay, then we come back down here, we talk to the goddess. We told the king that we destroyed the tower. He's like, just rest. And then we come down and talk to the goddess. And she gives us the goddess charm so we can actually communicate with her at, instead of... It allows us to communicate with her anywhere, but we didn't actually destroy the tower. The tower just disappeared and went to the I forget what the name of the realm is. I think it might be the goddess realm. I forget. It's not that important. But she gave us the charm, so now we can. Gives us a little piece of her power. Now we have to run all the way back up and talk to the king. They don't tell you have to go talk to the king again either. This is just. Making sure you're getting your exercise today. He tells you to go meet with Martin in town. He's a martial arts expert. And now Princess Rita wants to join us. Just don't tell the king. And Raimi's like, I'm a magic user. I don't care about martial arts. I'm gonna go read some books in the library. So Rita joins. Raimi leaves, and we get to run all the way back downstairs. On the plus side, we never have to come back to the third floor of this castle again. The king is now obsolete. We don't need him anymore. This is true. This would absolutely deter an army of townspeople who are disgruntled with their king, because they'd all be completely exhausted at the time they reach the top floor. So, I need to find the inn again, which I think is over here. There it is. Because we're fighting the boss here, like, right off the bat. So, Martin turns out to actually be Axe, servant of the evil god. And what Axe is going to do is he's going to turn the entire town to stone. And then Sylvie gets really, really mad and hisses at him, so he's like, you know, I'm going to turn the cat people village to stone as well. So, yeah. Oops, nope, thief first. Alright. Forgot I have Rita. So Rita's like a hybrid caster / melee. She's decent at both, but not great at either. So naturally, we're not going to be using her. Good. Got him in 2. Want to make sure to one-cycle him, because if you don't, it takes forever for him to reappear. Alright, so the Curse of Stone will last, as far as he's concerned, forever. And technically he's correct. The Curse of Stone will absolutely last forever, as long as we don't go get the one item we need to cure it. But the trigger for that item, but the next set of triggers, I have to climb back up to the second floor here, not the third floor, second floor. They're making sure we just get minor amounts of exercise. But you remember, Raimi went to the castle library to read up on magic and stuff like that. So we're gonna go visit the library, which happens to be right here on the second floor. It has a throne room, a library, and a first floor. But unfortunately, oh no, Raimi has been turned to stone, and we have to cure it. She just, however, happened to be holding the book that told us what item we needed to cure it, which is the stone flower. So now we gotta go pick that thing up. It's out in the desert. We gotta leave the castle again. Leave through town. That escalated quickly. No, no. What you meant to say was that escalator quickly, because we could absolutely use escalators in this castle. They would do well to install a couple. Alright, so now we're gonna head out to the desert. Encounter, like, right outside. One of those. Punch it, please? There we go. The corners are irritating if you don't manage to, like, kill them right out of the gate. Get out of here, mummy cat. I don't know why a cat's a mummy, but it is. Ah. Alright, so now we're in the desert. There's a town in the middle of the desert, of course. There is one thing I have to do in this town, and that's talk to this old lady in this house here. Who tells us that the stone flower is out in the whatever temple out there, the desert temple we'll call it, which is right up here. Thankfully, there's no encounters in here, so this place will go relatively quick. There's just, you know, arrow mazes. They move you in whatever direction. They move you in whatever direction the arrow is pointing. But here's the stone flower. Oop, wrong one. This place would have been irritating with encounters turned on. Alright, so that's all we have to do in the desert. We have our stone flower. We're going to head back and cure everybody. Ooh. Was expecting the jellyfish to be first. Jellyfish I will never be able to run from, so I know better than to try and run in those fights with those. Alright, one last final trip up the castle, and I mean it this time. We're not coming back to this castle after this point. Gonna get our last little workout here, climb back up. Oh, whoop, oh, that's right. The trigger here. Almost forgot. Even with how much I've run this, I still mess up triggers once in a while. Don't climb the castle yet, gotta go talk to the goddess first. She takes the stone flower and cures everybody. There, that's the correct trigger. My bad. So everybody's been cured of petrification, so now we're going to go pick up Raimi again. She's going to rejoin. And Sylvie leaves to bring the stone flower back to the cat people village so she can cure their petrification. And the so this is the big reason why we don't use Sylvie over Ryukir, aside from the fact that Sylvie can never equip weapons, is that Sylvie's gone for good now. She's never going to rejoin the party, so there's literally no reason to ever level her up or anything like that. Because it's just wasted experience that could be better used on other characters. Also, unfortunately, the goddess brought all of my characters back to life, so I have to kill them all off again. If we're lucky, I'll make it to the next town without having to fight anything, and it'll just be super easy to do on the next boss. Okay, gonna reset the encounter. Oh, game, you troll. So I can go in and out of that area. Dang it. I can go in and out of an area to actually reset the encounter, to reset the step counter. So I can sometimes manage to dodge fights from that. Unfortunately, they weren't being nice about it and just decided to give me an encounter on the last possible step. There we go. Thankfully, I can just sink to the bottom of the sand and kill characters off that way. Boss stuff also has, like, no defense, so it helps there, too. I know, right? It's like, can you please stop reviving other characters? That's annoying. Well, no point in going in there now to reset it. Desert encounters are just really irritating to deal with, too, because the sand makes you move slower. Oh. Yes, these will survive with 1 HP, so I can't quite punch them yet. Oh, right, they disappear. Ooh. A little ways off. Town's just to the left of here. Oh, so those enemies have a hitbox before their sprite even shows up. So you can actually hit them as they're reappearing, but before you can even see them. Unfortunately, like I said, all these things are a bit too high level for me to be able to run from at this point. Since I mentioned earlier, it's reliant on your average party level versus the enemy's average level. Just make sure I do not give this to Ryuk here. Okay, boss stuff, you can have it. Just have to make sure I don't give it to Ryuk here, because so what that potion did is that it increases the person's max HP by a ton for this fight only, and then after this fight they have like almost no HP. So I don't want to give it to her because I don't want her HP to be lowered. Good, the end right there. Have to talk to this townsperson here. He tells you where the merchant went. Make another safety save, because there is a boss at the end of this next dungeon. If we're lucky, I might be able to reset the encounters without getting into one. Right, nope, didn't make it. I was hoping if I could have gone a little bit north, I could have actually left the map entirely. But that's fine. We'll just deal with this encounter. These scorpions are irritating to hit. The hitbox on it is like not even close sometimes, and just doesn't exist others. It's even worse when they put them with these enemies here. We found the merchant. Unfortunately, monsters found me. That's a lot of monsters. Oh, I'm not one-shotting these. That's weird. Usually I do. Well, I mean, they're already sleeping. You know, they don't need to stay at the inn. No, can't one-shot them yet. So Ryukyu does have one spell that I will occasionally cast, and that's Cure Poison, if I happen to get poisoned. So this is the Merchant, and that was the Merchant. Okay, so he heals our injuries, but thankfully he doesn't revive anyone. He just heals whoever happens to be alive. So I don't have to kill other characters off again. The undeads here, unfortunately, are the ones that keep me from running. I might be able to run from the spiders at this point. Nice, I can. Perfect. But I think the undeads are still a little bit too high. I definitely can't run from the floating jellies. And I definitely can't run from those basilisks either. Ooh, nope, still can't one-shot it. Thankfully, this cave actually isn't that long. It's only a few screens long. It's just gonna come down to how many encounters do I get. Oh good, I can one-shot the floating jellies now. Well, when I say I can't one-shot something, I mean I can't one-shot it with just a standard punch. I have to do a down attack. Like I know I can down one-shot pretty much everything with a down attack. It's just the normal punches are what I base. I wish I would stop getting this encounter. I can't run from this one. Like the basilisks are just too high. This looks like Secret of the Stars. Please, this is way better than Secret of the Stars. But you're not wrong, it does have a lot of encounters. Oh my god, it keeps giving me this fight. This is one that I will never be able to run from because of those basilisks. And there's always two of them. Oh, good. I can actually run from that one because it was a preemptive. Alright, boss time. This is the plant ghost, or flower ghost, sorry. Oop, that's bad luck. Good luck is when he does a different attack. Also, don't ever run into the body, it will absolutely destroy you. Wait for the head. This thing does a lot of damage, so you absolutely don't want to be getting hit by it. Oh, good. There's the good luck. I want to see that attack because I can just run in and start punching it and I don't have to dodge anything. Oop, nope. Bad luck again. Alright, boss is down. Merchant apparently can walk through this cave just fine. I don't know why, but he can. And thankfully I can talk to him while he's still moving, so I don't have to follow him all the way to where he's going to stop. So we're going to use one of those get-out doorways to get out of there. He's like, I'll see you back in town. I'm going to go cure all the villagers. And we're just going to leave. We're not going back to town. We're just gonna... The merchant will handle things. We're fine. Might be able to run from this. Yes. Perfect. Alright, well, see you later. Merchant will handle everything. So now we're off to basically the second to last region, roughly. Those shenanigans that happened at the beginning is definitely going to put this overestimate. Like, there's no way around that. There's no way I'm getting through the rest of the game in, like, 8 minutes. Oh, I'll be lucky to be done this region in 8 minutes. Alright, so this town here, we're not going to do anything here. This is just a town we're going to pass through. There's some equipment here, but there's no triggers, there's no information, no nothing. It does have one particular use, but it won't be for right this moment. Alright, good. One encounter's fine. So there's no triggers in this town? At least not yet. But I do have to go to the shop and buy a couple things. First off, we're going to buy the goddess armor for Ryukir. We'll be equipping that in just a little bit here. And then I'm going to buy one item. I need to buy a fish. This is a necessary item. It's actually a plot item. They don't tell you that it's a plot item, but it is a plot item. We need a fish. Oh, dang it. Was hoping to get out without getting into the fight. I run? No, not with the mouse grades. I can't. Might be able to run now. Nice. The cockatrices and the fighter orcs and the pumpkin ghosts are low enough now that I can actually run from them. Okay, so here's the Golem Boss. We actually have to go in my inventory for this. We have to equip the fish, and then we use the fish. Fish is better. Fish is what stops golems. So if you ever run into a golem, you know how to stop it now. You show it a fish. And as a reward, the spirit has been released. She's been like haunting this place for a while. Spirit's been released. She gives us the everlasting wood, so we can build a boat. That was the whole point of going in there. We need to build a boat, and we needed wood to do so. So we're gonna build a boat. We're gonna give it to the mayor, and he's gonna take care of that problem. But there's a condition. We have to go deal with the people who are worshiping evil in Carmu. Ooh, am I gonna make it? Am I gonna make it? I made it. Nice. So I go in and out of the town there. The town actually has a purpose. It's that I go in and out of it to reset the encounters. if I happen to make it that far. Nice, got a preemptive. Well then, that was quicker than usual. So now I just have to buy a couple things here. The Ice Claws and the Goddess Shins. So yeah, we just boosted her attack power by a bit more and boosted her defense by a lot. Alright, so we walked in here, we ran into a Ghost Butler. Ghost Butler gave Raimi a new cloak, and she's like, oh, hey, I'm gonna put this on. This looks great. She puts it on, and now she's possessed. So now we have to break the curse. Fortunately, this place has no encounters. Unfortunately, that means I can't use Get Out Doorways, but it wouldn't really help anyway, because there's not that much walking here. It's just a whole bunch of plot progression and then one boss fight. So, this guy is actually one of the soldiers that we fought against back in the cave near the beginning of the game. Somehow he survived. And he's gonna help us. He tells us what we need to do. We need to go find the holy water, and that will cure the, curse. So we're gonna go do that. And yes, I had to come up here and talk to him because the staircase that, I needed to use did not exist yet. This staircase here was physically not there unless I talked to him first. And it just so happens, well, here's the holy water. And this fight is kind of an interesting one because they set up your party in a very specific order and you can't change it before the fight. They do it on purpose to make sure Bosto fights Raimi. So here's Rita. Well, that was Rita. She tried. Catgirl's gonna do what Catgirl does best, deal with the Devil Priest. Bostov has to use the Holy Water. This is the only way to deal with Raimi. If you kill her, you actually game over. Or either that or you can't kill her. I forget which. I haven't tried in a while. But only Bostov can actually win that fight. He's the only one who can actually use the Holy Water. So they set it up in such a way that you have to have Bostov for that fight. So Hash tells you that the holy water only works with the power of love, basically. And Bostov and Raimi got really, really embarrassed about that. I'll leave the rest to your imaginations. But hey, we've dealt with them worshipping evil, so now the mayor will finish building our boat for us. Get over here, Mouse Great. Oh my god. Aim better. Her down attack is really hard to aim sometimes. Ooh, will I make it to town? Will I make it to town? I made it to town. Good. I reset the encounters. Nice. No encounters on the way back down. Now let's go get us a boat. Alright, we have a boat. Mayor's just like, it's been repaired. Good. Well, bye. So let's take the boat out into the ocean and... Uh-oh, what's wrong? Something's happening. Well, the boat sank. They repaired the boat all right. They repaired it with 5 holes in it. So now we have to build another boat. Also, at this point, I don't really have to worry about safety saving anymore. Because the armor I equipped makes me, and the current level that I am, makes me so powerful defensively that enemies can't really do any more than like 1 damage. The only exception to that is the final boss, and that's it. And with the final boss, as long as I don't run into its body, I'll be fine. It's only if I run into its body that it does like actual damage. So here is item number 1. We got the planks. We're making good use of those get-out doorways to get out of here, because every single one of these planks is in a different direction. Or every single one of these items is in a different direction. I don't think I can... Oh wait, no. The quonas are too high. There's no way I can run. Yeah, those guys are still a little bit too high. Oh yeah, I can we can totally carry an entire boat's worth of planks in our pockets. Like, that's fine. I mean, can't you carry that much in your pockets? We'll never be able to run from jellies, so not even gonna bother trying. Can't run from mouse grates either, so this fight is effectively unrunnable. Alright, so here's item number 2. We obtained a pole. Use another get-out doorway to get out of there. So the last item's off in this direction. This is the longest path. These enemies I can probably run from. Nope, not this time. There we go. Second try. So thankfully they give me a chance to run in between every single fight. So it's actually possible that sometimes I can just get away after just killing off one enemy. You would think it would be a good idea to, like, intentionally fight the enemies that are higher level so I have a better chance to run, but the time it takes to go into the menu and swap my party order so I can do that would nullify any gain I'd get from doing it. So it ends up just being better to fight things in whatever order they give them to me. Nice preemptive. We'll never argue with preemptives. Alright, we have the last item. We have the cloth. We combine those 3 items into a raft. We use the get-out doorway to get out of there, and, well, now we have a boat. A better boat than the one we made out of everlasting wood. And by boat, I mean we literally just tied a piece of cloth to a pole. Wow. What? I don't think I've ever gotten an encounter on that square. We just tied a piece of cloth to a pole and stuck it on some logs, and that was good enough. So we're gonna bust into this pirate hideout here. Just like, who the heck are you? What are you doing here? We want your staff. No, we're not giving you our staff. And our answer to that is we're gonna have Catgirl drill her fist into their heads. So remember everyone, Catgirl is greater than Pirate. As it turns out, the goddess gave them the staff, and told them to hold on to it until they find somebody worthy. So, they weren't really pirates. Now we're going to use the staff because that causes all the currents in the ocean to stop, and now I can get to the island I needed to get to. So I need to go to this random island in the ocean here, because there's one item I have to pick up here, and that allows me to access the final area, finally. Yes, final, extra final, finally. Only a little bit left. We are coming up on the end game finally. 26. That's usually, like, on a good run, that's the level I would be ending the game at. No, can't run from this. She did make it more complicated than it needed to be. She absolutely did. Like, we should complain to her manager. It's like, look, we understand she's got work to do, but this has been needlessly pointless, complicated and pointless. I don't think I can run from any of this. I'll try, though. I think this guy is who's preventing me from doing it. Oh, please, I mistimed it by, like, a frame. There it is. Alright. Picked up the item we need to get in, the duplication mirror. We're going to use our last get-out doorway to get us out of there. Now we're just going to ride right back down to where we came from. We're going to park ourselves in front of this cave, and we're going to use that duplication mirror. As it turns out, we have to use it on Catgirl. If you don't use it on her, you can't get in here. So this is the final area. This is, the something world. I forget the name of it. They just said it, and I forgot it already. Oh my god, reach him, please. World of the Gods. Sure, we'll go with that. Shows you how much I pay attention to the plot. Alright, so we just gotta go through this. Oh good, preemptive. We just gotta go through this, a couple of cave systems. And then we're at the final tower. By a couple of cave systems, I mean 6. Because why not? Oh wow, I don't think I've ever gotten through that cave without an encounter before. This one I also haven't gotten through without an encounter. Basilisk is going to be in the way. I was hoping I could just run from it, but I saw that Basilisk at the end of the list. Hey, kill the pumpkin ghost, please. $27. Levels at this point literally don't mean anything. Like, I'm more than high enough to deal with the final boss. Oop, this way. That was in the next cave. Okay, last cave system. Whoops. My bad. Alright. Final dungeon. Finally. And for some reason, this tower, like cave systems, has ice physics. Only this tower, though. Any other tower does not have ice physics. Mouse grate's gonna prevent me from running. Might be able to run from this now? Nope. Do this first. first floor is kind of long. Second floor is not that bad. Nope, not running from this. Floating jellies are unfortunately very high level by comparison, and there's just no way for me to run from them. They're good experience, but I don't need experience at this point. This one's not going to be able to be run from either. Head away from him to attack, or he might have put me to sleep. More unnecessary levels. Second floor is relatively short. I say relatively, and then encounters are going to happen. Might be able to run now. We'll try that again. Nope. Game's just like, nah, not this time. Even with her being level, 28, it's still very, very difficult to run from things. Alright, so now we're coming up on the third and fourth floors. These floors suck. So on these floors, my controls in combat are reversed. A is now B, and B is now A, and the D-pad moves me in moves me in the opposite directions. And I am terrible when games do this. It's the only place in the entire game that does this. I legit don't know why they put this feature in for just this floor, or just these two floors. Ooh, one framed him as he reappeared. All right, one more floor with this stuff. Like I don't understand why they put this feature in for only 2 floors. Oh, got him. God, let me off this floor. I hate reverse controls. Like, it's one thing that I just cannot handle in games. Okay, good, we're past it. Okay, so Goddess is speaking through the charm. We're at the top of the tower. She's like, "Yep, go ahead, deal with him. I'm gonna fully heal you." It's like, please don't. And here's the final boss. So time will be after the experience message finishes after the fight. Unfortunately, everybody has been brought back to life. So good try, Morobo. We're just gonna sit here and trade hits with Catgirl. As long as I don't run into the body, I won't take any more than 1 damage. So like I'm fine. I'm fine in terms of that. Alright, one last head. And... time. We did it. We saved the world. Oh, by the way, the goddess didn't tell you this at the start, but you were doing all this just to give the goddess enough power so she could summon the real hero to this world. You're not actually the hero. She's gonna summon the actual hero after the credits. She's just gonna hold on to your gear just in case you might need it again at some point. And the goddess turns back into a bunny.